Hi there. I'm Chris Mulios, and with my co-founder Michael Sanafemia, we just released an app this week on the App Store called SoundBark. So SoundBark is an app that lets you take samples from your iTunes music library and lets you assign them to touchpads on the screen. So here's an example of one of the things that we have. So then you can sort of mix, remix, and mash up all of the samples that we present to you from the song. So for example, so we pump up the volume. We take out all the pieces from your iTunes library for select songs, and we sort of pick out all the good parts and give you a way to access them really easily so that anybody can just sort of be an expert professional DJ right out of the box. So those who know me know that I've spent my whole career in one specific aspect of music engineering, which is music loops. I made some software for Sonic Foundry in the 90s called Acid, and it was at the time a new way to combine music loops together to make songs, and it did, if I say so much, it changed the way that people made music. And after that, I worked at Apple for 9 years, where it got integrated into GarageBand, and then later on, pretty much every music tool, Pro Tools, Ableton, Logic, they all have this looping technology in there.
That's awesome. I used Acid when I was 14.
Oh yeah, cool. So yeah, that was me.
You too? No way. I don't believe it.
So all that's kind of commonplace now, right? Like everybody has that stuff. But one thing has always sort of prevented the technology from being really, really cool. And that thing is that you could only use like the royalty-free, bland sort of, sterilized loops that came with the products. Like one day while I was working at Apple, all of a sudden the weird Baroque terms of the Apple policy of what you can do changed, and apps all of a sudden could access your iTunes music library, and we could actually get at the bits inside all the songs that are on your devices. And basically that was the day I decided to quit Apple and make this app. Now anybody can go in, instead of having to use those boring loops, they could go in and use any song from the 20 million on the iTunes music library. That sort of changed the whole game. So yeah, let me do a quick demo for you guys. Where we were here. So while something's playing, you can load another one up on the other deck, and I can just kind of go quick here, load another one up. So you see, I'm almost doing nothing and sounding great, right? You can. Anyway, I could kind of go on all day with this.
Cool.
Anyway, you get the idea. So all the tempos and everything are set. Basically, anyone can sort of do this and sound, and they can do it on their iPads or little iPhones or anything like that. So,
Great.
yeah.
So are you imagining that artists would be able to use this like live in concert, like DJs would have this running? Or?
There's no reason you couldn't have this running and do an entire set on it if you wanted to.
So I know that I personally, if I was DJing, I would want to have like either my CDJs or my more established rig for DJing, but I'd love to be able to sort of lay this over the top of that. Is there a good way to be able to do that?
Well, so one of the ideas we had for a future version is that this could sync up not only to other iPads, but to your desktop software as well, so that you could have this as an additional sort of thing on the side. And then also you can play whole songs. We sort of have a traditional DJ deck on the top as well, so you can sort of have it, just, I lost sound, but you can have it play through that way as well. So.
How much you charging for this again?
So what we do is the app is free.
Great.
And we lock Deck B, which is $1.99 to use Deck B. So you get a chance to use the whole product, and then if you really like it, you can.
It's kind of a tricky freemium method. I like that.
Yeah. You get to still have fun with it, right? And if you really like it, you know what to do.
Cool. And it seems like the kind of thing, like, do you think that the makers of old school DJ equipment, companies like Rain and Pioneer and Technics, like, are they doing enough to be getting into the mobile game? Or do you think that, like, are they going to be building their own services, or are they going to be acquiring companies like yours?
Well, I have no idea what they're doing, but they move very slow. And these guys are still thinking hardware, dedicated hardware is the answer to this stuff. But these devices, you've got access to more music, you've got wireless control, you've got all the things. There seems to be, to me, very little need for the stuff that they've been doing already.
Well, that's promising. I think we've seen time and time again that when there's big industries that are sort of locked in the ways that they're doing, and then something new and fast and obvious comes up, especially around mobile software, that they end up just being behind a few years and then suddenly realizing it and just buying up the companies. And so I think that actually means there's a really good opportunity for sort of music hardware as software companies like you guys. So very cool.
So maybe when all their hardware dies, they'll come buy us up.
Exactly. Perfect. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.